Yeah, Daddy.
The marine grade, double side, pine pitch, pine tar, whatever it is. It's pretty economical.
It is economical for particular reasons, but it seems like we're going slower than I expected. We are. They have the expectation of our high quality. So like that just means blanket, high quality across the board, no exceptions. I had this mindset that it's plywood. It can and will be not perfectly square, and that's okay. But that wasn't really communicated. And then they looked at it as when we were putting them up, it didn't look nice. Everything is gapped 1/8 of an inch.
Yep.
So some of those panels would be tight to 1/8 or tight to almost 1/4. It's 100 feet long. So like, if you have this nice straight line, the gapping probably doesn't matter that much. But they made the decision, like, we know what the expectation is in terms of quality around craftsmanship. So we're gonna cut and square up every panel before we install it and then repine tar the edges and put it on. So that's where the time suck was, which makes complete sense. Long term, when we bring people here and they look at this like, holy shit, like every seam is perfectly 1/8 inch, like, around the corner.
The roof, everything.
Yeah.
I love the simplicity of it.
This has been done. The pine tar and raw wood. I mean, I actually don't know if the plywood's been done. There's some examples online, but a lot of it is AI, of like previous designs that architects tried to do and they just were unsuccessful at getting someone to buy into it.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like there's a lot of controversy around, oh, it's plywood, it's gonna delaminate. We've had two shingles out, I don't know where they are, for like over a year now, through the weather, and they're totally fine. All 6 sides are coated, and it's fully vented. This is a great view right here. Like, people are like, this is gonna delaminate. I'm like, well, it shouldn't. And if it does, like, if this like starts separating, like, it's not that big a deal. It still works as a shingle. This right here is vented.
Oh, okay.
So that's core vent.
Okay, yep.
The airflow goes through, and then this is all core vent here.
Yep, I saw that.
So air goes through and then comes out the top.
Yep.
But when rain makes its way through the seams on the roof, it will hit the Rockwool, run down, and run all the way down to here.
Yep.
And you're not getting large amounts of water through those cracks.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you've got your WRP, you've got your 2 layers of Rockwool.
Right.
I mean, my goodness. What more do you want?
So.
Hi there.
What's up, Mark? Oh, thanks. Mark, this is Mark also.
Hey, Mark. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
He's a builder out of Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Hence his accent, so.
Okay. I have no accent. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the core vent there.
Yeah, we're using that at Mises right now.
Yeah, primarily using it for the shadow gapping.
Yeah.
Because you don't need the venting behind every shingle.
It's gonna vent amazing.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, it's not gonna last, it's gonna delaminate. It's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna delaminate. The pine tar, linseed oil, black oil paint has been around, I mean, pine tar has been used for 3,000 years.
Right.
They're waterproof. You see how the water's draining directly off. Like when it was raining the other day, like you just see it bead and come right down. All these roof jacks here, there's headlocks, like Fastmaster headlock that they're hooked onto.
Okay.
Those headlocks are permanent.
For future maintenance.
Yeah. We were talking about like how are we ever gonna get up here because this side.
Are they on each row or just that row?
Every 8 feet or however this is set up.
But even down here too? Or they would just manage it from down here?
Down here you can do it. It's the roof. This side's actually fine. Like you can climb up. The back side right now you can walk there. All that material gets removed. So then you have this hillside the house is on.
So is this getting regraded in here?
Yeah, this gets scraped down and exposes the ledge that's
right over there.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like water.
Yeah, no, this gets scraped way down.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the same thing where we'll put a couple points at the ridge so you can always tie a harness onto. Next summer or like next fall, we would come in and do 1 maintenance coat, and then every 5 years after that.
When is the expected move-in date?
Beginning of the year. Yeah. So.
Which year?
This year.
No, my PM always goes, so whenever we have like meetings, it'll be like soon or next week or whatever.
No, I mean,
but he's like, it's October. October, what year?
Yeah, right. No, it's a condensed footprint.
No.
But so like all of this, we have this drip edge, this is all custom bent sheet metal, and then we use custom bent heavy gauge metal, and that's our gutter detail.
Yep.
So it just captures for the overhang.
Yep.
That's our gutter or a downspout.
Because you're just capturing it here, the rest of it will just...
Yeah, so it will drip off this little tab and then hit our stone base.
I like this. This is great. That is groovy.
So this is her shop, the studio. This is first floor living with the primary, and then you have 2 bedrooms up top.
I didn't even look. Is there a garage or no garage?
No.
People park outside? No.
No, there's a potential like later phase to do a garage and a barn. This side only has the 1 glass opening, and then you get on this side, you have substantial amount of glass.
What are those?
That's our Lunos HRV system.
Tell me more.
tell you more?
Tell me more.
Let me.
Let me tell you.
Why don't you watch our YouTube video?
All right, I'll do that.
You have a traditional ERV system, different than White Oak. You have the traditional ERV system for the main house, which captures this whole living space. This is its own kind of envelope because it's a studio. We don't have air filtration at all, or like we're not balancing the air.
Yeah.
So Lunos is basically 2 fans in your wall. So what happens is a fan turns on and it's sucking air in, and the other fan turns on and it's pushing air out. And it's doing that, and after a minute, they switch. And the reason they switch is because as it's pulling air in, it's capturing the energy of that. And on this one, it's heating up the core, for example, like in the winter. Yeah. And when they switch, when you bring air in, then it's heating that air up and then balancing it. But so specifically, these they typically come out with this big, like 6x6 or 8x8 register on the wall. Like, we can't do that.
I know. Well, that was what caught my eye because, you know, obviously your roof, I'm doing a slate roof, and it's just like, we're so thoughtful about whatever I can do to get rid of penetrations.
So these are the Lunos linear slots that are only available in Europe. So we call 475. It was like, you think you could ship one to us? So they did. And so we buried them in our window jambs. And it's just like, first in the US. You heard it here first. That's 2 fist pounds on Echo Pond. Hello.
I think what's so nice about this home is it feels very approachable. I like the scale personally.
Yeah. Exterior insulation, interior insulation. Then we're using the Intello Plus for the, you know, kind of a redundancy. Big picture window overlooks the pond.
Do you have hydronic heat in here or no?
Nope. No. This is the floating raft slab too. It's entirely foam insulation. Yeah. And the foam insulation goes 4 inches further than the edge of slab.
Only 4 feet, you mean?
4 feet horizontal. Yep. And no depth.
So just a straight monolithic slab.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do in-floor hydronic heat? It seems like such a
cost. Yeah. And the thing with in-floor heat is it can't be your only heat source.
I know.
So you're creating redundancy. So we had a budget here and we had to work backwards from that. And you know, in-floor heat's amazing. I think it's definitely the most comfortable. But you know, when you get into those shoulder seasons, you need the heat pump. So then all of these are lift slides, but they're full screens on the outside. Or you have, actually in this case, you have a screen here, but they're really designed as like just large windows.
And then you'll build.
This is a pocket, yeah. So this door slides in, it's fully pocketed. And then full slab gets polished throughout the whole house. Powder room and pantry here. Kudos to Mark. This was placed when the slab was placed, and that's where a 3-inch by 3-inch leg of the island is. So he's laying out island locations in literally space.
We assume it's where it needs to be, right, Mark?
So big picture window, so you have the pass through here, and then you have these, again, lift slides that slide in, but these are designed as windows. Typically you would put wood flooring or tile, but like this is the most complicated way to do it, making the concrete the finish. So that becomes a large circular door, and it's going to be on a pivot hinge.
Oh, almost like Frodo or like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing?
I don't know. I don't watch Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But it will be a pivot, and it will only open 90, but it will be kind of like Ulsan Kundig style where you crank it open. Vince has a cousin or something that builds battle robots.
Oh, yeah.
So he just understands that stuff, and he sent me a link for all the mechanisms to build that crank, and it was like $170 on Amazon. I was like, oh, and he goes, yeah, just order this, and this will do everything you need.
You're like, done.
I'm like, okay. So kitchen, dining, living space. And then primary suite here, so your bed goes here, and you're seeing out. And then where the septic is becomes kind of a meadow grass with like...
Oh, I bet that was a bear with stone for your septic out here.
We blasted quite a bit, but not for that. We built up.
I just appreciate the clean, simple lines of this.
No base, all plastered in doors, ceiling height doors, no head casing. These pocket doors, all the track is buried in the ceiling. So the door opens, but plaster, you don't have to close them. If you, like when they're open, they don't feel like a door that's open, and when they're closed, they feel like a door. Shower, so we recess the slab, so you have a 0 threshold.
Yep.
And then same thing here, these are pocketing doors, and so you're getting, again, you know, the lift slide function, but it's a nice big window. It's just nice, like there's technically no windows on this whole first floor. They're all technically the lift slide product. Even the picture windows are the lift slide product, just not operable. Mechanical room up there, so we'll have full access up there. Same rainbow ladder access thing. Closet, powder room with closet, and then built-in wardrobe here. Little breakfast nook.
Love it.
Sit down, coffee.
Love it.
Pond.
Love it.
This is why they bought the property. 11 acres, pushed in the woods.
This is amazing.
Electrical closet here, same thing. It's like, all this electrical is prepped before the slab was placed. So everything comes into this junction box and rolls into our panels.
Span panels?
Yep. So up here, you kind of have this little lounge.
That's cool.
So cool. 5-foot diameter.
Where will the motor, is it like a hand crank or
Yeah,
like a
just
little push
it's a
button
hand
or
crank.
what?
Yeah, you just,
Okay.
just like open out.
I gotcha.
Mechanical space.
Yep.
And then you have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom up here. And this is cool, like you're tucked in the roof line.
Oh, this is special.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really
Like
special.
feels so good.
It's the angle.
And it's comfortable. Like this roof would typically, like you'd walk
Yes.
into it, but now you flatten it and you put 2 giant windows, and I'm standing against the exterior wall.
Okay, that's, my never evers on the skylights are quickly changing when
There
it's.
you go.
This is Valix.
Yeah. That means egress code too.
Okay, this is my favorite element of the house.
The ceiling goes up and we have a radiused ridge,
Yeah, I see that. That's.
which is dope.
So it's interesting. So the house has such straight, square lines. What's the thought of the radius there versus?
Soften it. I think we spent 2,500 or so, like for the templates of that curve.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a couple hours installing it. And it's
What,
just,
you cut it at a CNC machine? Basically.
yeah,
put it
Archways and Ceilings actually made it for us, which is they do all radius parts.
Okay.
So they just gave 80 linear feet of it, and we just went up and boom, 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 just like got it installed. Typically you flatten it, or you have.
Yeah, I don't like the flat. I mean,
Right?
the point, but you're right. This is, now that you've mentioned
Now
it, I like it a lot more.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how the board hangers will do it, but my suggestion to them, which they can take or leave, is take a board and score from the middle every inch out for like 18 inches, and then push the board up there so like so you're not plastering a seam in that, so you get this nice consistency. Because again, we'll plaster the whole ceiling.
Amazing. I can't wait to see this plastered. Oh man, that's tight. I almost gave you third knuckles.
So this is interesting. Like this ends up all being curtains.
Cabinets?
Curtains.
Curtains.
Yeah, like a soft curtain fabric that will provide like storage, and rather than having all this built-in millwork.
Yeah, you have 20, 30 grand of cabinets, maybe more if it was all custom cabinets.
Right.
Maybe 40 by the time you paint them and stain them or whatever.
Right.
So curtains.
And it's just like, it softens it. It creates like, as you're walking down the long hallway.
Will there be shelves, or you'll just set plastic boxes?
I think most of it is just like loose storage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen this detail before. What's up with this?
Well, this is our air control layer.
I see. Oh, you're just
So they're
taping it at the seams.
This is a penetration, so they're taping anything. When they were framing, Mark brought this membrane down around the sill plate and back down to the first floor while they were putting that first floor walls to floor system together. That way, this is truly continuous all the way down.
That's.
And ultimately that goes all the way down to foundation and ties into our vapor barrier underneath the slab. So then you're truly getting this like, you pass the pen test. So we have ram board and then we do masonite.
Yeah.
But Mark leaves these long so you can flip them and put all your base in. And then put it back.
We use the Spark-On a lot. We have our wood floor guys put the Spark-On, that white
Yeah.
stuff, and then we'll do the ram board over the top of it. But I like this detail because you're right. We don't do as much plaster in our market as you guys do, and we pretty much trim everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like that detail.
You can take that out and put your base.
No, I know.
So bathroom, same, like ridge runs through, and then essentially have the two entrances, and then ties into this bedroom here. And then you have fixed window and then operable skylight.
Why the other one, it came down and went flat? Why is this one kind of this upside down 45?
It's just the way, originally that's how it was on the plan, and that's how it got framed. And in that one we adjusted a little bit because it was such a big opening.
That one feels a lot stronger in terms of like approachability, right? It's like, I feel drawn. I feel drawn to like go over there.
You have more room here too. Like your room is this way. The other room is starting here.
Good point.
So you need to capture.
And this window over here softens.
Well, yeah, you just don't need you don't need to capture this space because you have another 6 feet in that direction.
Yeah. I feel like
So this is like 61 inches rough opening, and the door itself will be 60 in order for you to have enough clearance to pivot. We will cut a template at 61 and then use PVC stop bead to basically trace that, like use it as a template and put our stop bead all the way around, and then plaster both sides and then plaster in here. And the door itself, I'm thinking that we fabricate it essentially out of MDF on both sides, and then like almost like a foam insulation on the inside, or we might even use Rockwool from a sound perspective. And then inside you'll have this cavity where all the gears live, and then your crank. So as you crank, it will spin a gear that will then transfer horizontally and then go to the rod. And then that rod will essentially allow the door to pivot. And it will swing out. The plaster coming up and rolling up to the
Our Misa, who's the first one, has all the Rockwool all the way through. And I walked in for the first time, and you're used to this because you do it all the time. And I was like trying to get my PM's attention. I'm like, Mike. I was the two-story. You can't hear anything. It's like a sound sink.
It's nuts.
You know what would be cool? It'd be worth your time. Have you ever heard of Orfield Labs? They're in Minneapolis. It's the quietest room in the world. People can't last in the room more than an hour. It's sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
It's I'll send you a link on it.
Have you been there?
No, I want to do a team outing there, and we're gonna get 4 tables. And we're gonna see who. Can you imagine me trying to stay in there? And like it sounds like it messes with you big time, and like it drives people. They can't stay. They literally have to get out.
Paul's shaking his head. Yes. Have you done it? No. I feel like I could do it.
Minnesota.
The blood going through your ear.
I know, but I wouldn't care about that. I'd just go to sleep. I could put my kids in there.
And
I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, that's child abuse.
we had a youngster who asked if he could put out locks on the outside of his children's door, and I go, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "I won't do it," and like, you need to get help.
Yeah.
Like that's messed up.
Right. So with that, see you next time.